This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TYT for an awesome free trial membership.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of pensions, because that's why you come to The Young Turks. And there's a fantastic piece from the McClatchy News Bureau, the Washington Bureau, about how it's just a giant myth that employee pensions are bankrupting states. You're going to have to bear with me on this, but it's an incredibly important piece. The vocal backlash that is rising across this country that pension funds are bankrupting states, says McClatchy, is simply not true. A close look, says McClatchy, at state and local pension plans across the nation reveals a complicated story, and the short answer to that complicated story is that there is no evidence at all that state pensions are a current burden to the public finances. That's, of course, what Scott Walker and his friends want you to believe. It is simply not true. First of all, get this. Pension contributions from state and local employers aren't blowing up state budgets. It says 2.9%, less than 3% of states' funding on average goes to the pension funds. By the way, the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College has it at 3.8%. So it's between 2.9% and 3.8%. You listen to Scott Walker, it's 30%. They can't possibly continue to afford to pay these pensions. But it's between 2.9% and 3.8%. By the way, nor are those state and local government pension funds broke. No question they are underfunded, but they are not broke. Those pension funds sunk along in the Great Recession from 2007 to 2009, but they have rallied and they are on firmer footing, just like your money, if you left it in the stock market, is rallied and it's now on firmer footing. Here is a quote from Jean-Pierre Aubry. Sounds like a smart guy. He's got a French name. He's a researcher specializing in state and local pensions for the nonpartisan Center for Retirement Research at Boston College, quoted here in this McClatchy piece. Quote, on average, with the assets on hand today, plans are able to pay annual benefits at their current level for another 13 years. This is across the board, averaging all 50 states, 13 years. This assumes, pessimistically, that plans make no further pension contributions and there's no growth in assets. Market stays, no more contributions, 13 years. You listen to Scott Walker, they're running out of the money a week from Tuesday. 13 years, that's the truth. Defenders of public pension systems say these anti-government, anti-union elected officials who are lying to you on a daily basis, and the interest groups that have exaggerated the problems, like the Chamber of Commerce's across the country, they score political points, and as the economy heals, these public pension plans will be revealed that they're gaining value, proving the critics wrong. That's why they're acting now, because you wait 6 months, a year and a half as the economy gets better, all of a sudden it's going to be very clear that these pension plans are not nearly in the trouble that they appear to be in now. Quote, there's a window that's closing as market conditions improve and interest rates rise, and the funding of these plans is going to look better than depicted by some. That's a guy named Keith Brainerd, Director of Research for the National Association of State Retirement Administrators. That's in Georgetown, Texas, a place that I did not know existed. February 23rd interview, of course, this is what the opponents are saying. Representative Devin Nunes, or Nunez, that's spelled N-U-N-E-S, a Republican of California. He called the federal stimulus efforts to rescue the economy, quote, essentially a federal bailout of public employee unions. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He described money owed to state pensioners, a crisis about ready to happen. It's not. 2.9% to 3.8% of the state budgets. By the way, we should point out, how many state workers do you think are unionized? The impression, of course, you get is that it's 100%. But 2 out of every 3 state workers are not in a union. 26.8% of state workers are unionized. 26.8%, less than a third. If you add local and municipal workers, they're at about 43%, and that's because of cops and firefighters, and that pulls the overall average of workers inside a state, counting everybody, of local workers, municipal, state, everybody, to 31.8%, just under a third. And of course, by the way, Governor Walker, as we well know, has left out firefighters and cops from his plan to eliminate the collective bargaining rights of state workers. And by the way, just out of curiosity, why are they being left out? If there's a principle here that state workers don't have the right to organize, why the hell do cops and firefighters have the right to organize? If this is a principled issue, if this is an idea that if you're a state worker, then you don't have the right to organize, because you work for the state that you don't have the right to be in a union, then I got news for you. Cops and firefighters, they don't have the right to organize either. But no, because you're trying to score political points, you're letting cops and firefighters out, you're letting them off the hook. The fact of the matter is cops and firefighters do have the right to organize, and so do teachers, and so do nurses, and so do the people who, if they want to, renew your driver's license. But the fact of the matter is only 26.8% of people who work for the state are even in a union. Only when you add in sort of the rest of public sector workers, counting municipal local employees, does it even get to 31.8%. Another giant misconception. And by the way, in Wisconsin, remember I mentioned that the pension funds across the country, good for 13 years? You want to know how much it is in Wisconsin? 13 years across the state? In Wisconsin, the public sector pension plan has enough assets today to cover benefits for 18 years. 18 years. We're about to run out of money. No, 18 years. It's a crisis. No, 18 years. Try to find me a bigger liar right now than Scott Walker. Go ahead, I'll wait. I didn't really give you that much time, but there is no bigger liar than Scott Walker. 18 years, Wisconsin's got enough money for this.
Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.